Dylann Roof was actually caught in Shelby when he had run over there to that town. He was actually trying to get to Nashville. When authorities finally caught up with him, they had plenty of force. They knew the guy was armed and dangerous, and they had 5 guys pull in with weapons drawn when they knew who it was. So they did that part right. No question he was dangerous. But they didn't hurt him. That's good. We don't want that, right? And he apparently, according to the news that's out now, including sources like CNN, confessed fairly quickly and easily and said, yes, he did it for racial reasons. And apparently, when he was shooting the people in the church, he said, I'll give you something to pray about. Okay, so this is just horrific in every way. Now, what's interesting about this is that as the police apprehended him in Shelby, they then treated him like a champ, like a gentleman, okay? Now, part of the reason is because he didn't resist, so I'll get to that in a second. Now, and then maybe I'm being unfair to the cops, and I certainly don't want him to, you know, beat him up, torture him, abuse him. I don't want any of that. We're 1,000% against that, right? But it does seem to be a little bit of disparity here in how people get treated. According to the local paper here, the Charlotte Observer, Shelby's police lone conversation with the mass murder suspect was about food. Earlier in the day, Roof had bought water and chips at a South Charlotte gas station. Now he was hungry. Police bought him food from a nearby Burger King, Ledford said. Wow. They got him Burger King. Now, look, the guy's got to eat at some point. If you give him prison food, of course. You know, whatever the intervals are when you're supposed to get the food, give him the food as he's supposed to. Don't do anything out of the ordinary. Treat him as you would any criminal. Yeah, read him his rights. That's what we believe in. If you thought you were going to give him food and then get a confession out of him, then I would actually be totally in favor of that. You know, I've talked on the show a lot about how torture doesn't work. And in fact, we gave the Nazis steak dinners, and they talked and helped us get their secrets, okay? But in this case, the local cops are not interrogating him. That was their only contact with him. The people interrogating him was the FBI. It's not part of some grand strategy. This mass killer who just shot 9 people to death in a church says, oh, I'm hungry. Why don't you go run and get me a Burger King? And they're like, oh, yeah, right away. Come on. You really think that people, again, I know, you think I do it too, some of you out there think I do it too often, but you know it's true. Let's say it's a black guy or a Muslim guy, right? Black guy just shot 9 people in a white church. He says, hey, cops, I'm hungry. Why don't you go run, get me a Burger King? They're going to get, you think, come on, man. Even the hardest right-winger out there, you think the cops in North Carolina are going to go fetch a burger for a guy who shot 9 people inside, like grandmothers and grandfathers and reverends? What? I haven't seen the cops do that to anybody. What are they doing here? Look, I don't know what their motivations are. I just know the disparate treatment. Now, a Muslim guy comes in and says, Allahu Akbar, this is for my political cause. Dylann's happened to be race, but theirs is religion, right? Yeah, I went in there. I hope they said their prayers. I don't care about their prayers. I shot all those Christians dead. You think they're going to go get him Burger King? No, you don't think that. Nobody thinks that, right? See, because when they see Dylann Roof, they don't, yeah, maybe they see a killer. They saw a guy who was dangerous. They came in prepared, right? But at the end of the day, that guy doesn't look that different from me. That guy, I mean, so, okay, let me go get him a burger. Oh, my God. Now, Ledford, again, the source here for the article, he's Shelby's police chief, Jeff Ledford, said he was very quiet, very calm. He didn't talk. He sat down here very quietly. He was not problematic. So understand that that's the second part of the equation. He didn't break the most important rule in America, a law that is unwritten but is the most important law, which is don't be disrespectful to the cops. You could shoot 9 people dead in the middle of a church, but if you're not disrespectful to the cops, that's okay. It's no big deal. They'll treat you right. But you could have the smallest little infraction. But if you're disrespectful to the cops, oh no, you're in a lot of trouble, man. They're not getting you a burger. They might even kill you. Hey, that's an exaggeration, right? Well, how small an infraction is selling untaxed cigarettes? That's a pretty small infraction. Right? I'm not sure I can come up with a smaller infraction. And this is what happened when you didn't listen to the cops exactly right. And you weren't asking for a burger, you were asking for oxygen. This is what happened.
Hold on. Don't touch me. Came over. Not touch me. Put your hands, buddy. Put your hand behind your back. I can't breathe. 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 I can't breathe.
Once again, police beating up on people.
He said, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. That's Eric Garner. For those of you who don't know, he wasn't lying, he wasn't kidding. He couldn't breathe, he died. One guy asked for oxygen, can't get it. Too large a request. The other guy says, go get me some fast food. They run and get him Burger King. You think people get treated the same in America? You're just not paying attention. Or you don't want to see the facts.